Hello everyone, welcome to Satir Saya Nyan Academy. This is Priyanka Gawas. So today I am going to teach you the second chapter from First Flight book of Standard 10th, that is Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom. So before starting, I will give you the brief introduction about Nelson Mandela. Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela was the South African anti-apartheid revolutionary political leader who became the first elected president of South Africa in the year 1994 and served till 1999. He was born on 18 July 1918 in Wezzo in South Africa and died on 5 December 2013 in Johannesburg, South Africa at the age of 95. He served 27 years of his life in prison. He is also known as the father of nation in South Africa. Now the lesson that we are going to study is a small portion taken from the autobiography of Nelson Mandela. The name of the autobiography is Long Walk to Freedom. So before starting, I will tell you all the meaning of the one important word on which this full lesson is based on and for which Nelson Mandela fought for many years, and that word is apartheid. Apartheid means the racial discrimination on the basis of the color of skin. Now in South Africa, there was system of apartheid between the people of white skin and black skin. These white skin people were oppressing the black skin people, and there were also some restrictions for these black skin people to go at certain places. And to abolish this system of apartheid, Nelson Mandela started the revolution, and because of which he almost spent 27 years of his life in the jail. Now we will start the lesson, and along with the lesson I will also explain you all the meaning of the difficult words. 10th May dawned bright and clear. So the morning of the 10th May was very bright and clear. Now here the author has mentioned the 10th May of the year 1994. This was that day on which Nelson Mandela took oath as the first elected president of South Africa. So for the past few days, I had been pleasantly besieged by dignitaries and world leaders who were coming to pay their respect for the inauguration. So for past many days, Nelson Mandela was surrounded by many of the important peoples. Now dignitaries means important people and world leaders who were coming to meet him to congratulate him before the inauguration. It was not only the oath taking day, but on that day, the first democratic government was set up in South Africa. And at the same time, when apartheid was abolished, and many neighboring countries made their relations strong with South Africa. So, the inauguration would be the largest gathering ever of international leaders on the South African soil. So before that, like this kind of ceremony had never took place on the land of South Africa. So this was one of the biggest ceremony on which the largest gathering of many international leaders on South African land. The ceremonies took place in the lovely sandstone amphitheatre formed by the Union buildings in Pretoria. Now, this oath-taking ceremony took place in an open theatre, a open place with many rows of seats formed by the Union buildings in Pretoria. Now, here also you all can see in this picture the meaning of the word amphitheatre means the open theatre. Now, this is the open theatre where there is no roof and all the peoples are sitting under the sky. For decades, this had been a seat of white supremacy, and now it was the site of a rainbow gathering of different colors and nations for the installation of South Africa's first democratic non-racial government. Now, the meaning of the word decade means a period of 10 years. Okay. So, for last many decades, for last many years, the Union building was the seat of white people. Only white people used to sit there because they were ruling in South Africa, and black skinned people were not allowed even to enter in the Union building. So today, that is on 10th May, the system of apartheid was abolished and the new democratic government was formed. And for this oath taking ceremony, not only the white skinned people but the people of whole world of different skin color were present. So here Nelson Mandela denotes it as the rainbow gathering of different colors and nations. On that lovely autumn day, I was accompanied by my daughter Zenani. So on that day, Nelson Mandela was accompanied by his daughter named Zenani. Now the meaning of the word accompanied means to escort. Now here also you all can see with Nelson Mandela, his daughter is also there and she is Zenani. Now you see here Nelson Mandela says that it was an autumn day. Okay, he says that it was an autumn day. Now you all will surprise like how the autumn season can come in the month of May. Now see, South Africa lies in the southern hemisphere, so it is opposite to us because we all lies in the northern hemisphere. Here the autumn season comes in the month of January in our country, but there in South Africa it comes in the month of May. So before the winter. So on that day her daughter was also there with him. On the podium, Mr. de Klerk was first sworn in as second deputy president. Then Thabo Mbeki was sworn in as first deputy president. When it was my turn, I pledged to obey and uphold the constitution and to devote myself to the well-being of the republic and its people. So on the stage, okay, on the podium before Nelson Mandela, Mr. de Klerk took oath as the second deputy president and Thabo Mbeki as the first deputy president. So when Nelson Mandela's turn came to take an oath, he pledged to obey and uphold the constitution, means he will follow the constitution. Now what is the meaning of constitution? Constitution means a set of rules to be followed by the people of the country. And he also said that he will work for the well-being of the people of South Africa. To the assembled guests and the watching world I said. Now here Nelson Mandela writes that to the guests gathered and the people watching he said, today all of us do by our presence here counter glory and hope to newborn liberty. So Nelson Mandela says that the people of South Africa got freedom now, that is the freedom from the apartheid, freedom from racial discrimination. So each and everyone had hoped for this newborn freedom, newborn liberty. Out of the experience of an extraordinary human disaster that lasted too long must be born a society of which all humanity would be proud. So further he says that the people of South Africa had experienced a lot of torture, lot of human disaster, lot of racial discrimination, and that too for many years, for many decades. And now when this is ended and people had experienced so much of torture that they will never try to think even to behave like this in their future. So the whole world will be so proud of them. We who were outlaws not so long ago have today been given the rare privilege to be host to the nations of the world on our own soil. Now the meaning of the word outlaws means many countries had broken up the diplomatic relations with the South Africa because of the apartheid system. So for last many years, no one was asking us or had broken up the relationship with us because of the apartheid system. So today we have been given the special right, the rare privilege to host the nation on our own land. We thank all of our distinguished international guests for having come to take possession with the people of our country of what is after all a common victory for justice, for peace, for human dignity. So, so he also says that I thank to all the international guests for joining the ceremony and for taking part in our happiness and for a common victory of justice, peace and human dignity. We have at last achieved our political emancipation. We pledge ourselves to liberate all our people from the continuing bondage of poverty, deprivation, suffering, gender and other discrimination. So further he says that at last they had also achieved the freedom from all the restrictions. So today we all take the pledge, the oath that we will free all the people of the country from the poverty, from deprivation, suffering, gender and other discrimination. Never, never and never again shall it be that this beautiful land will again experience the oppression of one by another. So he further says that never, never again in the future also this land will experience this kind of torture or any other restriction or discrimination. The sun shall never set on so glorious a human achievement. So the sun will never set on this land means we will never be in a dark scene on our land again. So because we have achieved such a beautiful human achievement, that is the freedom from apartheid. Let freedom reign, God bless Africa. So let freedom rule. The meaning of the word reign means rule. Let freedom rule, God bless Africa. So this was the speech given by Nelson Mandela on 10th May 1994. This was the oath taken by him. A few moments later, we all lifted our eyes in awe at the spectacular array of South African jets, helicopters and troops carriers rode in perfect formation over the Union buildings. Now further, Nelson Mandela writes that after some time all the people lifted their eyes in an amazement. Now the meaning of the word awe means amazement towards the sky to see an impressive display of South African jets, helicopters and troop carriers flying and leaving beautiful colors over the Union building. Now here also you all can see in this picture, these are the American jets, helicopters and troop carriers. They are leaving the beautiful color in the sky. Here also in India we can see like this kind of spectacular array on 26th January or on 15th August in New Delhi. It was not only a display of pinpoint precision and military force, but a demonstration of the military's loyalty to democracy, to a new government that had been freely and fairly elected. So this was not a show off. This was not a pinpoint precision. Pinpoint precision means the kind of show off. So this was not a show off like they were showing their mastery or some like that kind of thing. But they were telling them that how much they are loyal to the democracy, to the new government, which was fairly elected by the people. So only moments before, the highest generals of the South African Defence Force and Police, their chests bedecked with ribbons and medals from days gone by, saluted me and pledged their loyalty. I was not unmindful of the fact that not so many years before they would have saluted me, but they would not have saluted but arrested me. So, few moments before the spectacular array, the highest generals of South African Defence Force and Police were given the medals and their chests were decorated by the ribbons, and they saluted Mandela and pledged their loyalty. Means they took the pledge that they will remain loyal to the democratic government of South Africa. So now here Nelson Mandela also says that he is still aware of the fact that the same officers who got medals today and saluted him had arrested him and had put him in the prison, and he still remembers that. Finally, a chevron of Impala jets left a smoke trail of the black, red, green, blue and gold of the South African new flag. So finally the pattern of V shape was left by the Impala jets. Now here also you all can see in this picture, this is the V shape. Okay, so this is the pattern of V shape by Impala jets, leaving the smoke trail of black, red, green, blue and gold of the new South African flag. The day was symbolized for me by the playing of our two national anthems and the vision of whites singing Kosi e Africa and blacks singing Die Stem, the old anthem of the Republic. Although that day neither group knew the lyrics of the anthem they one despised, they would soon know the words by heart. So Nelson Mandela still remembers that after all these things, the two national anthems were sung, one by black people and another by the white people. So whites sung Kosi e Africa and Black sung Die Stem. So both didn't know what they were singing and they even didn't know the meaning. Means the whites didn't know the anthem of black and vice versa because both hated each other. But now after some days they might come to know about this. On the day of inauguration, I was overwhelmed with a sense of history. In the first decade of the 20th century, a few years after the bitter Anglo-Boer War and before my own birth, the white-skinned peoples of South Africa patched up their differences and erected a system of racial domination against the dark-skinned people of their own land. So here Nelson Mandela says that on the day of inauguration he got very emotional, means he was very overwhelmed when he remembered the history of his country, means how they were tortured and all. So he tells that in the first decade of the 20th century, when the war took place between the Britishers and the South Africans and before his own birth, the white skinned people set up one system of racial domination against the people of South Africa, that is the system of apartheid. Now The structure they created formed the basis of one of the harshest, most inhumane societies the world has ever known. And this system of apartheid was one of the most harshest means cruel, inhumane the world has ever known. Now, in the last decade of the 20th century, that is the period between 1991 to 2000, and my own eighth decade, that is the age between 70 to 79, as a man, that system had been overturned, that is abolished forever, and replaced by one that recognized the rights and freedoms of all people, regardless of the color of their skin. So now here Nelson Mandela says that in the last decade of the 20th century, means the period between 1991 to 2000, and his eighth decade, means he must be between 70 to 79 years of age. During this time, this system had been removed forever. The system of apartheid had been removed forever, and it was replaced by the rights and freedoms of all the people of both the colors, that is white as well as black. So that day was the day of inauguration, when the system of apartheid was replaced by the freedom to all the people. That day had come about through the unimaginable sacrifices of thousands of my people, people whose sufferings and courage can never be counted or repaid. I felt that day, as I have on so many other days, that I was simply the sum of all those African patriots who had gone before me. That long and noble line ended and now began again with me. Here he further says that for this day many people, like thousands of people, had given their unimaginable sacrifices for the freedom of the country, whose suffering and courage can never be counted and paid off. Because of them, today we got this freedom and we are celebrating this day. I was pained that I was not able to thank them and that they were not able to see what their sacrifices had brought. Now, Nelson Mandela was feeling very sad because he was not able to thank the people who fought for the freedom struggle of South Africa. And these people, freedom fighters, they were also not there to see what their hard work and suffering had given them. That the South African people achieved what they were hoping for, and this war was because of the patriots who sacrificed their life for freedom. The policy of apartheid created a deep and lasting wound in my country and my people. All of us will spend many years, if not generations, recovering from that profound hurt. Now, the meaning of the word profound means deep and strong. So, here Nelson Mandela is saying that the policy of apartheid, the policy of racial discrimination, had created a deep and lasting wound on the people of his country. They were deeply hurt from their heart. So all the people of South Africa will take many years to recover from this wound, that is, from the sufferings that they had suffered and the torture that they had experienced. They will never forget these things and it will take many years for them to forget it. But the decades of oppression and brutality had another unintended effect, and that was that it produced the Oliver Tambos, the Walter Sissoulus, the Chief Luthules, the Yusuf Dadus, the Bram Fischers, the Robert Sobukwe's of our time, men of such extraordinary courage, wisdom, and generosity that their like may never be known again. Perhaps it requires such depths of oppression to create such heights of character. Now, here is the picture of some of these freedom fighters. Now, Nelson Mandela says that this torture and suffering had created the person like Oliver Tambos, Walter Sisselus, Chief Luthulis, the Yusuf Dados, the Bram Fishers, the Robert Sobukwe's, who were very strong, courageous, generous, and we will not be able to see like this kind of people again. So it is very difficult to say that the people like these freedom fighters will take the rebirth. My country is rich in minerals and gems that lie beneath its soil, but I have always known that its greatest wealth is its people, finer and truer than the purest diamonds. Now, here Nelson Mandela says that his country is rich in minerals and gems that lie under its soil, but his people are the greatest wealth of its country. They are very finer, they are truer, like the purest diamond. Now, here Nelson Mandela compare the people of his country to the purest diamonds. It is from these comrades in the struggle that I learned the meaning of courage. Okay, So here Nelson Mandela says that the freedom fighters who were there fighting for the freedom of South Africa, who were his companions, his friends, from them Nelson Mandela learned what the courage was. Now here the meaning of the word comrades means friend. So time and again I have seen men and women risk and give their lives for an idea. So he also says that he had also seen many men and women who are ready to who were ready to sacrifice their life for the country or for giving any idea. They never thought of their life because they were hungry for freedom. I have seen men stand up to attacks and torture without breaking, showing a strength and resilience that defies the imagination. Okay, now the meaning of the word resilience means ability to deal with any kind of hardship. He also says that he had seen the men who were not frightened of the attacks or torture, and they stand up so strongly that they never broke or show their strength, power, and the ability to deal with any kind of hardship or torture that is out of imagination. Means you cannot imagine how they stood up to all these things. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid but he who conquers that fear. Now, the meaning of the word triumph. Triumph means victory. Here, Nelson Mandela learned that the meaning of courage means not the absence of fear. It it's not like you don't have any fear or anything. It means that you have overcome your fear. When you overcome your fear and win, that is the meaning of brave man. We all have some or other kind of phobia or fear, but when we will overcome it, then only we will be called as the brave man. No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin or his background or his religion. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love. For love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. Now, here Nelson Mandela says that no one is born hating another person. He stopped to hate. The newborn baby don't even recognize his parent when he is born. Then how he will born with the feeling of hatred? And that too on the basis of color, sex, race, caste, creed. If the people are learned to hate, then they can also be taught to love. He also says that love comes more naturally than hate. Even in the grimmest times in prison, when my comrades and I were pushed to our limits, I would see a glimmer of humanity in one of the guards, perhaps just for a second, but it was enough to reassure me and keep me going. So here Nelson Mandela says that even in the toughest times in the prison, okay, grimmest means toughest. The meaning of the word grimmest is the toughest. When he and his comrades were given a lot of pain, he could see the spark of humanity, some kind of humanity in one of the guard, which assures him that humanity is still there and which motivated him very much and kept him going. Even a small tinge of humanity used to make him stronger than before. Man's goodness is a flame that can be hidden but never extinguished. According to Mandela, he says that the goodness of a person is like a flame in the candle, which we can hide, but it cannot be extinguished. We cannot totally swipe out from them. So Nelson Mandela is one of the best example for each and every person because he had explained us the meaning of courage, how to be strong. He is an inspiration for us from which we comes to know that we can achieve our dreams by the hard work. So the remaining part of the lesson I will continue in the next video. I hope you all understood and enjoyed the lesson very much. If you like the video, do like, share, comment and subscribe. Thank you.